Hello everybody, it's Diego the Rainbow Star Person and welcome to this YouTube channel. So today I am talking about making comparisons. So before I get into this topic of making comparisons, please like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more content like this. Now on to this lovely video. So why is it so important to avoid making comparisons? Well, some people actually use making comparisons as a form of bullying, which I highly recommend avoiding doing. Some people compare themselves to others and say that that person is worse than them. Whenever you say that someone else is worse than you in some way, it's a form of bullying and it's not really a good thing. It's not acceptable, right? And, or when, for example, you say that you're way better than some other person at something. When you say that you're better than them, that also can be seen as a form of bullying because you're basically putting that other person down and making them feel bad about themselves. And I see this type of comparison happening subliminally, but also very much in your face in different forms of social media. I've seen comparison happen across YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I've seen it in Snapchat. I've seen it in WhatsApp. I've seen it in basically every form of social media that I've encountered. So if you can think of another form of social media that I didn't mention, good for you. Most likely you have seen yourself comparing yourself to someone else, or you've seen that person comparing themselves to you. Question: how many of you have found yourself comparing yourself to someone else or finding someone else comparing themselves to you? Raise your hand if you have found yourself comparing yourself to someone else or found someone else comparing themselves to you. Pretty much every single one of you by now should have raised your hand, because literally, if you have not compared yourself to someone else ever in your entire life, I am surprised, because literally that's a very universal experience. Pretty much everybody has compared themselves to someone else, or someone else has made a comparison to them. Even if it was something like, oh, my hair color is different. That's more of an observation, but if you're like, oh, I think it's worse or I think it's better, then that's when it's more of a comparison, right? Comparisons are opinions. They're not facts. That's why it's important to remember the facts. You can state facts, but remember that opinions such as comparisons, such as better or worse, right? Because comparisons usually have to do with being better or being worse. Opinions are not accurate. It's like basically putting on a pair of glasses, and your glasses are tinted a certain color, right? And if they're tinted a certain color, everything will look that color, right? And if you change your glasses with another pair of glasses, they'll look a different color. So comparisons are kind of the same way, where they'll tint things in a certain way where they will make you seem better or worse than someone, or someone else will seem better or worse than you, because you're looking at it from a certain perspective. Your glasses are tinted in a certain way. That's kind of the analogy that I have. Your glasses are tinted in a certain way, and that's why you're making that comparison. You're seeing things from a specific perspective. But see, comparison is problematic because you're either putting someone else down and making their self-esteem worse, or you're putting yourself down and making your self-esteem worse. It's kind of a very win-lose mindset, and it's not really helpful, right? We want more of a win-win mindset where everyone's winning, right? And we can only start getting into this win-win mindset where everybody is accepted by basically embracing everybody for who they are, embracing yourself for who you are, accepting yourself for who you are, and then accepting someone else for who they are. And also remembering that everybody, when you're making a comparison, has differing levels of experience. So it's not really a fair comparison because that person has a different amount of experience than you. For example, let's say that you're just starting out practicing piano. This is like your first time playing piano, and you're comparing yourself to someone who's played piano for 50 years. It's not really a fair comparison because that person has 50 years of experience more than you. So it's not really a fair comparison to compare yourself to that person. In the same way, that really applies to almost every single comparison that you can think of. Even if you have the same amount of experience as someone, maybe you have different experiences from them. And because you have a different experience, it's still not a fair comparison. Not only will you have different amounts of experience, but you'll have different experiences, and thus the comparison is still unfair. So that's why it's so important to avoid making comparisons. It's important to start embracing yourself for who you are and embracing others for who they are. Peace out, much love, and may you be free. Thanks for watching. Mwah.